Greetings, everybody. This is my draft thesis defense exploring the impact of a differentiated practical course on English language education for early childhood at UNAT. I have divided this presentation into 8 points. The first one, introduction, then research question, main objectives, population and sample, research method, instruments, data analysis procedures, significance of results, and pedagogical challenges and recommendations. To start, I'm going to talk about a little bit about this work. This research proposal intends to study the effect of the implementation of a practical course in early childhood English teaching for Universidad Nacional Abierta y a Distancia, entitled UNAT. Along with this research, you will find a description of the importance of teaching English in the early childhood in Colombia and the analysis of some programs in this country offering courses similar to LILEI, Licenciatura en Lenguas Extranjeras con énfasis en inglés, at UNAT, as well as some perspectives from directors and tutors from practical courses in LILEI regarding the current situation of these practical courses that are projected to include early childhood English teaching in an imaginable future. Well, in order to start with this research or try to answer to the problem, I have decided to create two questions. The first one, what are the potential benefits of introducing a differentiated practical course for teaching English in early childhood at UNAT? And how can UNAT's innovation and leadership in early childhood English teaching enhance qualification for effective teaching in diverse educational contexts? To give a solution to these two questions, I have decided to design this objective to investigate the potential benefits and implication of implementing a differentiated practical course for teaching English in early childhood at Universidad Nacional Abierta y a Distancia, UNAT, and to determine how this course could enhance the qualifications of UNAT undergraduate students from the program LILEI for teaching in diverse educational contexts, in this case, early childhood. I'm going to start with population. Latins 2022 described the informativeness of the data that is collected depends on the inferential goals a researcher has, or in some cases, the inferential goals scientific peers will have. That means, for the purpose of my research, I have decided to focus on certified bachelors of English programs in Colombia and the English professors in charge of courses to prepare students in those universities here in Colombia as well. The sample of this study is considered stratified sampling with some characteristics of convenience. L 2018, in his article Methods of Sampling from a Population, states that stratified sampling organizes convenient clusters with similar characteristics to applied research, which represents an option that reduces the bias and improves accuracy in the results. In this research, the sample is organized into two groups. The first one, the English programs that are similar to LILEI in Colombia. They are certified by the Ministry of Education, and directors and tutors from practical courses stage in Lille at UNAT, where the early childhood course is expected to fit in. Research method and instruments. Well, this research is divided into two important methods and approaches in this case. The first one focuses on collecting primary data. So, for example, opinions from teachers regarding the state of the problem are that. This information is considered a qualitative design, and according to Habib Mariam in Patik 2014, it describes these types of research as being more concerned with the individual's personal experiences of the problem under study. So it refers to the collection and analysis interpretation of data. On the other hand, Habib et al. 2014 says that it is used to identify, obtain information, and the characteristics of a particular problem or issue. This is describing a descriptive study, that in this case, as the data is collected or this information is collected and interpreted without any bias. This method can contribute to describing the current situation associated with the English program and the early childhood as a starting point. The instruments that were designed for this purpose are um, a SWOT chart analysis that it was of course designed virtually with a Google survey that was sent to the professors from UNAD in charge of these practical courses. And after that, the information was collected and saved and then presented in my research to support some findings and also supported by some literature review as well. The second instrument was the revision of a list of certified universities in Colombia with English programs, and then these universities were organized in a matrix where the programs were analyzed in depth to see if they have or not programs or courses related to early childhood. And this information was also shared in the research. Data analysis procedures. So the data management procedures outlined in this document are designed to address various facets of data handling with these data instruments, of course, and then including data collection. That it was a process of collecting this information and storing this information in Drive, in a Drive folder that is accessible from my research document as well. Cleaning and analysis and ethical considerations. Furthermore, these procedures safeguard the privacy and security of the research participants while maintaining the transparency and rigor essential to qualitative research. So I'm gonna move to significance of results. After the process of analyzing the results, I have found four main categories and subcategories between them that bring me to these conclusions. Number one, Notably, programs or courses in Colombia were absent to prepare future English teachers for teaching in early childhood settings. So, this absence underscores the potential for innovative, reasonable, and indispensable course development. Number two, the results expose the perception of an opportunity to reinforce inclusivity in language instruction for early childhood, leadership in early childhood education, and technology mediation that it will be in charge of UNAT University. Number three, the results reflected a positive impact on the qualifications of undergraduate UNAT students, which is an opportunity to lead the education sector and create a multifaceted learning environment for future English teachers at UNAT. And finally, some limitations stated by tutors and directors are, for example, resources and an absence of studies and approaches to early childhood, the workload for the students and tutors have, insufficient pedagogical spaces for the students to do their practices for these specific ages, and the need for a high quality course designed based on engaging practical scenarios. Well, this is the last part, the pedagogical challenges and recommendations. The contracts matrix that studies the universities that with these English programs that are certified has underscored an opportunity to contemplate the development of the early child course. Nevertheless, the SWOT analysis has highlighted potential obstacles and challenges. As indicated by directors and tutors, I do not in the practice courses. Despite these potential benefits, this edition of the curriculum from Lilly introduces a set of variables, including resource allocation, practice scenarios, and the design's engagement factor, which demand careful consideration from UNAT. These challenges are indispensable for extending inclusion to very young learners while simultaneously fostering the qualifications of future teachers and the prestige of UNAT University. So that's the end of this presentation, and I thanked you for supporting this process.